breaking, the industry just froze for a second. Because when the official numbers dropped, one name didn't just rise, he dominated. Xiao Zhan is officially crowned #1 top commercial actor. And somehow, the silence around Wong Eba is louder than any reaction. So what really happened behind this shocking result? The moment the report from Datawin was released, everything changed. This wasn't just another ranking. This wasn't a fan-voted popularity list. This was data. Cold, calculated, undeniable data. And at the very top, Xiao Zhan, #1, not tied, not close, not debatable. For many fans, this felt like déjà vu, because Xiao Zhan has always been a powerful name in the industry. But this time, it hits differently. Why? Because Datawin made one thing crystal clear. This ranking is based only on performance in 2025. No past glory, no legacy advantage, just who truly dominated the market right now. And once again, Xiao Zhan didn't just survive the competition. He erased it. The term used in the report? Top-tier asset actor, an elite category, reserved only for those who are not just actors, but investments, meaning producers trust them, brands chase them, platforms depend on them. And when their name is attached to a project, success is no longer a question. It becomes an expectation. And in 2025, no one carried that weight stronger than Xiao Zhan. But as the fandom celebrated, another question quietly began to rise. Where does that leave Wong Eba? Let's slow down for a moment, because this isn't just about rankings. This is about power. In the entertainment industry, there are stars, and then there are market movers. The kind of actors who don't just act in dramas. They define them. And according to Datawin, Xiao Zhan is the ultimate example of that. Every metric pointed in the same direction. Commercial value, audience pull, brand conversion, project amplification. He didn't just perform well. He maximized everything around him. And at the center of this dominance, there's one name you cannot ignore. Legend of Zang Hai. This drama didn't just succeed. It exploded. Episode after episode. It built momentum. Discussion turned into obsession. Viewership turned into influence. And suddenly, it wasn't just a drama anymore. It became a case study. A proof that when Xiao Zhan leads a project, the ceiling disappears. Brands saw it. Investors saw it. The industry saw it. And Datawin quantified it. That's the difference. Because emotions can be debated. Fan wars can be loud. But numbers? Numbers don't argue. They reveal. And what they revealed in 2025 was a level of dominance that's almost uncomfortable to challenge. But in the shadows of that success, a familiar name still lingers. Wong Eba. And this is where things get complicated. Because let's be honest for a second, Wong Eba is not a name you can simply place below someone else and move on. No, that's not how this works. He is a phenomenon in his own right. A performer who has built his empire not just through acting, but through discipline, precision, and a presence that feels almost untouchable. From a stage, to the screen, to the global fashion scene, Wong Eba has always been a symbol of control. Measured, focused, silent but powerful. And maybe that's why this moment feels so different. Because when Xiao Zhan was announced as #1 top commercial actor, there was no dramatic reaction, no visible response, just silence. But in the world of celebrities, silence is never empty. It speaks. Fans began to read between the lines, to analyze every movement, every absence, every detail. Not because there was conflict, but because the contrast felt undeniable. Two massive stars, two different energies, one standing at the peak of commercial dominance in 2025, the other watching the shift from a distance. And suddenly, the narrative writes itself, not as rivalry, but as tension, a quiet, unspoken tension that only exists because both names are just that big. Because when giants move, even the smallest shift creates waves. And right now, the wave belongs to Xiao Zhan. But history has shown us something important. Wong Eba has never been someone who reacts loudly. He moves when the timing is right. So maybe this isn't a moment of being overshadowed. Maybe it's a moment of observation, a pause before something bigger. And if that's true, then what we're witnessing right now is not the end of a comparison. It's the beginning of a new phase. Because here's something the industry doesn't always say out loud. Dominance is fragile. It looks powerful on the surface, untouchable, but underneath, it demands constant proof. Every project, every role, every decision becomes a test. And in 2025, Xiao Zhan didn't just pass that test. He redefined it. Through Legend of Zang Hai, he didn't just deliver a successful drama. He created momentum. The kind of momentum that doesn't stop when the episode ends. It spills over into social media discussions, into brand partnerships, into global recognition. And suddenly, a single project becomes a multi-layered impact. That's what Datawin measured. Not just ratings, not just popularity, but conversion, the ability to turn attention into value. And that's where Xiao Zhan stand apart right now. Because audiences didn't just watch him, they followed him. They invested emotionally. And in today's content-saturated world, that kind of loyalty is rare. But here's the deeper question. Can it last? Because maintaining this level of influence means one thing. He cannot slow down, not even for a moment. The expectations are higher now. The spotlight is sharper. Every next project will be compared, not to others, but to his own peak. And that is the real pressure of being number one. Meanwhile, somewhere beyond the noise, Wong Eba continues his own path. Different rhythm, different choices. Not louder, but not weaker either. And sometimes, the most dangerous comeback is the one no one sees coming. So now, take a breath, because this is where everything becomes uncertain. Rankings change, numbers shift, trends evolve, but impact leaves a trace. And what Xiao Zhan has done in 2025 is more than just securing a title. He has set a new benchmark, a new definition of what it means to be a top commercial actor. Not just famous, not just loved, but trusted. Trusted by investors, trusted by producers, trusted by an audience that keeps showing up again and again. And that kind of trust is the hardest thing to earn, but also the hardest thing to keep. Because now, every move matters more. Every silence is louder. Every success must be bigger than the last. And somewhere in that pressure, the real story begins. Because while the world celebrates Xiao Zhan's dominance, another question quietly lingers in the hearts of fans. What about Wang Yibo? Not as a comparison, but as a continuation. Because stories like this, they don't end with one winner. They evolve, they shift, they surprise us when we least expect it. And maybe, just maybe, the next chapter won't be about who is number one, but about how two of the biggest stars in the industry continue to shape the future in their own ways. So now, let me ask you something. When the spotlight moves again, when the numbers are rewritten, will the crown stay where it is? Or will the silence we hear today turn into the loudest comeback tomorrow? Because in this world, nothing stays still for long.